Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for holding on. We had some technical difficulties. Thanks for joining us for the CADnet webinar with Scott Griffin, who is CARLSON's Director of Sales. I'm your moderator, Lee Garang, here in the Boston office. And if you have any questions during this webinar, please type them into your questions toolbar on the webinar toolbar. And then, as always, the webinar recording will be up shortly on our YouTube channel if you want to watch it again or share, and that's www.youtube.com/CarlsonSoftware. So let me turn it over to Scott.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Lee. Can you see my screen now, or?
Should in just a second, if you accept it. Okay. Yes, you're good to go.
It's good. All right, everyone. One of the things I want to go over is CADnet and go over PDF files. PDF files, a lot of people have questions about how do I import a PDF file. And we came out with a new module called CADnet. It's been 2 or 3 years ago. And it's right after points you have your digitize, so you can digitize things. We've got raster images that we can import. Last year, our big thing on that was rubber sheets. We were able to stretch images. And then we've had the PDF import in there, which that's what I'm going to be covering today. And then we have the BIM part, which is SketchUp. We got architectural IFC files. We've got some convert files in there. And that would be within another webinar. So what I want to do right now is I want to import a PDF file. So I'll pick import PDF file, and I'm going to pick this 40 scale drawing right here, and I'll pick OK. And what the 40 scale drawing looks like is this. It's a color drawing that came, it came from an engineer. It looks like it was CAD generated. I actually got this from an end user. And so it's got different colors and it's got text on there. So within CARLSON, what I'm going to do is inside the line work options, I'm going to use colors for layers. So every color will come on a separate layer. And you can edit that layer table or create your own if you wanted to. You can insert this as a block. I don't want to do that. I'm actually going to use a join nearest, which if anybody's ever ran under edit, join nearest command, it joins line work together so it makes it one continuous polyline. That's a great tool when you're bringing in stuff from PDFs. I'm going to reduce the vertices in here so that I don't have as many vertices to deal with. I could use 0 line width if I want to do that. I'm not going to use that on here. The image options, if I was just bringing in an image, insert as an image, vectorize and insert, or save to image file. If I do a save to image file, it saves it as a TIFF file. Oh, I got out of it. Sorry. Let me get back to the import. Here we go. And then we have the settings box, which is the PDF import engine. We have a couple of different engines that you can run. I'm running the latest and greatest that we have here. So let me just pick the insert button. And when I do that, if you look at the bottom left in the command prompt, it says pick point to insert PDF. So I'm just going to pick a point right there. And then I'm going to, in here, it asks for, down in the command prompt, a rotation angle. I'm going to leave that at 0. And then the scale factor, it was a 40 scale. If you remember the PDF, it had 40 scale in the PDF. So I'm going to go with 40. Hit the enter key, and it inserts the PDF file right into the drawing here. Now, if I bring up the PDF file, you can see what it looks like. And you can compare the two. Whoops, that maximized it there. So you can see what it looks like as the PDF, and this is how it brought it in. Now, it brought it in very quickly because it was a clean PDF file. I will say that the cleaner PDF files will come in quicker. If you have a scanned image of an old Mylar or vellum, plaid or something, you know, that could take anywhere from 5 minutes to 30 minutes to bring in because it's trying to vectorize all those little black dots that are in there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and isolate a layer so you can see how that works. So when I isolate the blue layer, everything blue stays on. Now, if you remember, I said to join nearest on the line work. So when I pick on this edge of pavement here, it actually shows me it's one solid polyline going around the entire site, which is a great tool. Now what I could do is I could actually start coming in here and placing points in the drawing if I was doing construction staking. If you're an engineer using this, maybe you got this from the architect, you could just move the building and everything into its proper location, because we all know architects work on a rubber scale. They're not actually in the scaling that we're used to. So let me go ahead and hit undo there. And let's zoom into the text here. If you look at the text, if I double click it, it tells me that it's a, maybe I should do a list would be best. Let me do that. Let me do a list here. And guys, I'm using IntelliCAD is what I'm using here. So if you notice, IntelliCAD works just like AutoCAD. And so this is coming in as a lightweight polyline right there. That's what this is. Everything's elevation 0. So, so this is coming in as a polyline. So I need to convert this text into, this polyline information into text. So what we do there is we did the import. I'm going to use the convert polylines to text. And it's asking for an OCR. Now I made one up here. It's a polyline to text OCR file, and I'll show you what it looks like. So I did like a little dot. I did the 0, the 1, and then if you go on down, I've got the ABC, and then, what type of style? Do you want Romanesque? Do you want simplex? Or maybe your standard is Romanesque. So you can come in here and you can change these out to whatever you want. So what I want to do here is just hit the convert button, and I'll just window a few of these in right here on this side. Hit the enter key, and it tells me converted 15 text characters. So when I hit OK and exit, now when I double click on this, this is a piece of text that I can edit. I can add a piece of, add a 1 to it if I want to go that far, or if I want to modify it and change, from standard to Times Roman or whatever, or make the size bigger, then I can do that. So that's a very quick tool to be able to elevate this information, not elevate it, but be able to convert it from a polyline to a text. And if later on, if I wanted to elevate, I would use the civil module, and there's 2D to 3D polyline in there that allows me to elevate it into 3D. That'll be in a different webinar. But on this one here, I'm just showing you how to take a PDF file in and then being able to convert the polyline text into actual text to use in CAD. Now, Lee, is there any questions on this part here?
I don't believe we have any yet.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next one here. One of the big things that I get from people is, how do I know if it's for scale? And I'm going to use this one here. This drawing actually has, let's see, what scale is that at? That's at a 30 scale. It's got a distance here of 300 feet right here, okay? And we're at a 30 scale because when I look at the scale up here in the right corner, it's at 30. So what I want to do now is I want to import that, bring that back up, and we'll just minimize it. I'm going to import that into CAD here. So let's go back to PDF, import PDF file, and we're going to grab this paving, grading, drainage plan. We're going to do the same thing we did before. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit the insert. I'm going to pick a point right here. Rotation, I'm going to leave it 0. The scale factor is 30, because that's what I saw in the PDF file. If you notice, this one's going to take a little bit longer to bring in. It's not as, it has a lot more entities to it. That's the main reason why it took longer. If you look at all this, I've got a lot of hatching and stuff that it brought in. But the biggest thing that I wanted to show you is this. So if I just do a DI distance in CAD, and I pick endpoint there to endpoint here, it tells me the horizontal distance down at the bottom is 300 feet. So if I hit F2 here, whoops, sorry, you can see right here that the horizontal distance, and I got it highlighted in blue, that the horizontal distance is 300 feet. So it is to scale, this information is. Now, it's all on one layer. So if I list it, because it wasn't a color PDF file, everything came in under C000 black H, okay? So you would need to come through here, and you would need to isolate things, change it to a different layer, but it allows you to work with PDF files very quickly. You're not having to try to digitize a PDF file, but you can come in here and just change things to different layers. So, and the main thing on this one here was I wanted to show you that if you have a scale factor, and if that PDF file is to scale, you can bring it into scale, and you'll come up with the same dimensions there. That's always a question I have from people. And it all depends on your PDF and where you're getting it from. I have people ask me, you know, are all PDFs to scale? And I say no. So you really have to kind of investigate that yourself. Now, let's go ahead and save that. I'm going to go File, Open here, CADnet. And what I want to do is go into 3D PDF files. And let's go into this one here. I'm bringing up another drawing here. So I'm switching gears. I'm under PDF, but I've done the import. I've done the convert polylines to text. There's also convert dashes to polylines. That's a good command there. But what I want to do is I want to do drawing to 3D PDF file. A lot of people have never seen a 3D PDF file or even heard of a 3D PDF file. Now, I have Adobe Reader is what I have on my computer. Comes with my computer when we purchased it. So it's just Adobe Reader. It's not the full-blown Adobe or anything like that. It's just the reader. So when I go to Drawing to 3D PDF, window this in. Okay, hit the Enter button. Now in here, I can set the paper size. What paper size do I want this to be? You know, and then I can merge with existing PDF files. So if I've created a couple other PDF files, I can merge them together. Your background color, do you want it to be white, black, color? You know, you can pick different things. I'm just going to have it as a white background. Include inspector controls, yes, I want to do that. And include vertical exaggeration controls, yes. And then you could put a title in here. And I'm just going to call this parking lot. And I'm going to do a north arrow here, and you can type in, you know, what you can pick your position where you want the north arrow. I want the top right for the north arrow. I hit OK, and it takes about a minute or 45 seconds on this drawing, but it's going to launch Adobe Reader, and you're going to see the drawing start showing up. And it all depends on how long it takes. Now, this drawing here, what I want to show you or talk about was it came from a point cloud. And so what I did was I used CARLSON point clouds, and I picked the trees, the light poles, and I used the CARLSON 3D symbols to bring it back in to CAD. So so this actually came from a 3D scanner. So I'm going to get rid of this little tools here. I think there's a way to get rid of that. There we go. Now, if I look at this here, if you look at the top, it just says Adobe Reader, and it looks like just a regular PDF file, right? But when I take my mouse and I grip it and I move it, you can see that it's in 3D. So I look at this as a great tool to be able to send to people as far as a 3D PDF file when you're done with a project. Now, I could have just made surface models. Let's say you made an existing surface model and you wanted to send it to somebody because there's some blown shots in there or something's going on with it, and you need to understand what is going on within there. You can rotate this thing around. I've noticed it's better to kind of zoom out to rotate around in here. And then you can set your different angles and position, and then you can zoom back in. But it's a really nice tool for end users to see this. And especially if you're doing like a presentation, you can take it and people can better understand who doesn't know surveying or engineering, but they're, you know, they've got this project that they want built and they want to see some renderings of it first. This is a good way to show and make up 3D symbols and, you know, bring in the 3D information. So, and now the other thing you can do with this, and a lot of people don't realize that Adobe Reader has this, is that you have different models over here to the left side. Like I can pick on top, I can do a side, ISO corner, and so you can get it in position, and then you can start rotating it around at different views. So it's really a nice tool over here when you bring that up to be able to see it, and that's also under the views little toolbar there. And there's also the rotate, the spin, the camera properties. There's different things inside of Adobe Reader that most people don't even look at or realize. But once you get into 3D PDFs, then that's when you're going to start looking at this more and seeing how to be able to use that for your clients. Okay. Lee, any questions on this?
We had one right before when you were back in CADnet, and Michael asked, can you use Scale Wizard to size the PDF file?
Scale Wizard. I don't even know what Scale Wizard is, sorry. I don't know how, I mean, I'm not sure about that. That would be, like I said, I'm not even sure what Scale Wizard is. So I'm just, what I do is I just get drawings from people on PDF files. It's something to try. So if you know how to use Scale Wizard and scale a PDF file, then I'd say try it and see what happens. These are just drawings that came from end users. Didn't really know much about these PDF files, and I just brought them in.
Okay. Cool. So, Michael, if you want an expanded answer, and if anyone has any other questions from this webinar or about future webinars, you can email info@carlsonsw.com. And as a reminder, the video will be up on YouTube shortly after this webinar is concluded. So thank you, Scott. Do you have anything else to add?
No, that's really about it for today. I just wanted to show a few things about importing PDF files and how to make a 3D PDF file.
Cool. Well, thanks, Scott, and thanks for everyone joining us, and thanks for waiting as we had some difficulties, and I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their week.
All right. Thank you so much.